working on. I have everything done, and I just put barely a drop of Armor All on this, and I rubbed all this rubber right here down to help keep it soft and make sure it's clean. Then I take a dry one and I do this piston right here. I don't put anything on it. I want to keep it as clean as I can, and I'll be ready to put the needle in it on the top, but I'll start on the bottom. Oh, that smooth in there, it's nice, perfect. So let's backtrack now, and we'll go with the new strainer, and that goes down in here with the it gave me the washer for on it. Find my sockets. Now I'm going to put this on here, and I'm unscrewing it to get it lined up, and then I try to screw it in, and it goes right in. I want to make sure it's threaded right. There. That is down, so I can tighten it up. And that's where that goes in, that stop, with a little venting tip on it to shut the fuel on and off. Then this one I have cleaned, and cleaned it with jet cleaner and everything. This one is a pilot jet that goes over here. There. That goes straight down in there, and there's nothing with the setting. These go down in tight. This one I didn't spray out with jet, so I'll be right back. I'll go out and spray it. So I put carb cleaner spray through that, put my finger over it, held it up here with the straw, and then pushed it. All 5 holes are really clean. It was spraying out nice. So it's perfectly clean. You would think they would give you one with this kit, but they didn't do it. That's in. Then here is the new main jet. I looked through the hole just to make sure, you know, that they didn't give me one that maybe they didn't drill or whatever. And I put that in. There. Now, I have to do the same as the other one. You know, put the adhesive in there and put the gasket on, put it on lightly. I won't do that because you've seen me do that. Now, I'm going to go back to this side, and I make sure there's a washer, a brass washer down in there, and it's in there. So now I got to take this real easy, holding it with the needle nose pliers. Now if that washer would have come out of there, I would have put it on this needle, and I'd have held it up this way and put it in so that the washer don't come off. But it's in there with the washer. Now I can put my clean, the spring goes down, and you can see in the end, I don't know if it'll pick it up, but a Phillips screwdriver will fit in there. And you just let it go down in. Where's my screwdriver? Right here. And I just turn it. I feel it that going down in, and it's a latch right there. It'll turn easy, then it comes over here, and it kind of just like a snap, and that's in. And to make sure, I can push it like that, just slide it in. Then this little hole will go right on that little wee nub. There's a little nub for it. Okay, I'm going to leave this out. So now, instead of you watching what I've already done, I'm going to go back over here to Where is it? Yeah, on this side. I'm going to turn it around. That's the front of it. So this was the second one. I did this one first. This is the one that I just snugged up a little bit. Now I want to show you why I did it that way. Because now, Phillips. Come on. I think it was that one. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. Let's see. There's a bigger screwdriver. I'll use this one. Yeah, this is the one that I didn't tighten real tight. And we're going to lift this back off real easy and see how that gasket looks, because like I said, to put this all back in there and have it leak, man, you got to go through so much to take it out. Disconnecting, you know, the things. Then I'm going to work on the hoses. Well, I have this one to clean back here. I'll do it first, then the hoses. Then I want to show one thing right after I check this. I'll show over on the bike something I need to do. And that's spring loaded, so I want to hold on to it. There it is. I'm taking the wrong off. No, that's the top. I want. Never mind. I might cut that out. I might not. Oh, that's. I need the float. What am I thinking of? The float bowl. Getting messed up here. Cut, 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 cut. I might as well put this back on. I think I'll cut that out. You'll never know. You'll never see that. It happens. I wonder why they were kind of tight. I didn't tighten them that tight. Rotten, lousy booger. Okay, got that back on and tight. There. Now the float bowl down here. Yep, that's a forward. This is the second one I took off right here. That's what I wanted. Honest to God. This is a one. Yeah, it's loose. I got the right one now. Hey, I'm getting old. You have to give me some room to do stuff wrong. Why, when I was your age, I could do that in half an hour. I started up the plan. I was 70. I was 20. I think 24. Yeah, 24. And the old guys would always give me, yeah, well, I had, you know, I didn't have it as nice as you. Yeah. Okay, I lift that off. There's what I wanted to show you. That is perfect in where it should be. Now, when I put it down, I know it is done. And I didn't put the float in the other one. I have to do that too. So now I can set that on there. And it actually has two raised parts up here to help it line it up and hold it. But I want to make sure that that gasket isn't pinched or anything like that, because I don't want to take this clear back out just for that. Then the old guys would always tell me, yeah, you wait till you get my age, you'll see what it's like. Okay. There. Go crossways on them to pull it down even. Okay. And I want you to be here to see how I put the float in. It's a little tricky. Okay, there we go. Now back to this other one I was working on. This one right over here. Yep. I'm going to set it this way so I can get at it better. And I have to set it on something there because that spring that holds the hoses, it's resting on it and I don't want to bend it. So now, here is like fishing. Okay, it goes this way. You can tell because there's a little stop right there, a little lip, and when it goes up and down, it hits, let's see, it hits against this peg right here. This goes in like that. This little tab goes right over that hole, and that's where that Vinton tipped plunger is, little plunger. See, it's just hanging on there. Sometimes it'll fall off. You got to start again, and you practically got to first of all, I got to get that little pin that goes through, and I want to clean it off real good. And as I said, you don't want to sand it or anything to put marks on it so that it works really good, the float. This will go down in there, then this pin goes through there, and you can see how easy it's just smooth and nice. That's the way it has to be to really work, so the float don't stick. So I get a hold of it real easy, and I go down, and I'm getting that plunger in first. Now it's in there in the hole. Now I'm going to start trying to line the pin up, and I wiggle that a little bit. It's almost in. Let me see what I can use. I can use this to pick this side up a little bit. There, it went in. It went clear in, and it's hitting right against here. Then once the float bowl's on, it holds it from coming back out. Now you can see how it works up and down. And that little plunger underneath, the wire's up on the tab, and that's the way that works. One thing on these carbs, usually these ones in here are run down tight. They go in tight. Now, I've never seen one in here that's adjustable. On the outside of some bikes with carbs, you might find a screw that looks like that. And what it is it's tapered, and there'll be a little spring on here, and what it is it's to adjust the air going in, usually the air flow going into your carb, and there'll be a little O-ring up here on the top too. So you want to really watch for that. Now if you're taking this apart like I was, and say this was up in here someplace down in, what you want to do is, we'll just say this screw is inside here. You want to look at the way the slot is, and you want to put a little mark. You can do it with like an X-Acto knife, just make a little scar, okay, there. Then what you do is you try to turn it inward, and we'll say that turns in, it does turn, and you count how many revolutions and how far you turn that in. It'll be down in this hole like that. This will be in there. So you have a mark here to line up with this. You'll turn it like quarter turn, a half. It might go 3/4 turn. It might go a full turn, a little over a turn. You count how many times you turned it in. Then mark it down right away. Then take it clear out. Then when you put it back together, you know to go down till it's tight. Just bottom it easy, don't force it. Then you turn that out, that quarter turn, half turn, 3/4, maybe 1 1/4 turn, whatever it was. You turn it out that far and you have it set. You want to be sure you do that, and be careful, count your turns. And then you'll line it back up with that line that you had on there, you're counting from the bottom out, and that'll be set. But that's, some carbs have it, some don't, but that kind there is one that would be adjustable. And like I said, it could be an air mixture. Sometimes there'll be 2 on there right near each other, and that is important, because if you don't, you mess it up. You can look in a book and it might tell you, like it might say 3/4 out, maybe 1 1/4 turn out, or whatever it is. And if you really lost it and you don't know where it's at, go by the book. And then if the bike doesn't run exactly perfect, you might have to take it to the dealer to get them to reset it for you. But get this camera set up. But you want to, as you turn that in, you want to really count the turns and mark it down right away. And like I said, if you got multiple carbs, do 1 at a time. And then you look in your book, or you can even number the carbs yourself. And like if you have 2, put 1 and 2. Look in the book to see if they're numbered and mark them 1 or 2, just with a marker, Sharpie. Then you can mark your card and say, okay, carb 1, this screw is out. You can even take a drawing, you can take a picture of it and write on it. Put this one, you took it out like maybe 3/4 of a turn. You mark it on there. That way you keep that card. Then when you get to the next carburetor, you mark it, carb 2, and then put what the setting will maybe be the same, it might be different, but mark it down. That way, if you ever doing it again, hey, you got the card, you know where to set it. So now I'll put the gasket, I'll put it on, I'll just snug it up. Then I go to the next carb. I'll put the top in too and get that all done. Then I'll go to the last carb to clean over here. But what I want to show is, let me get the camera and show something on the bike itself now that has to be taken care of. When I get ready, get the camera. And plus, I received yesterday, they sent me, I got this, trying to do it with one hand. I got my new pieces for the where the carbs go onto the manifold of the bike, these rubber parts. And they even have a thing here where the clamp that goes around it has a wire that goes in here, and it's it's just like if they would come loose. I think it helps from that coming upward. It holds it. But they're exactly match. But underneath the carbs, where they sit on the bike, down in here, I have a lot of hoses I'm going to be checking. This is the fuel intake. There's 2 of them. I redid them. There was, I don't know how he had it. It wasn't right, so I got more hose and I fixed them. But if you look down, clear down in there, now these are the overflows for the carbs that go on there. And then you look down in there, I don't know if you can see it. I got a flashlight right here. You can see how filthy and dirty that is. I mean, it is really, and I'll probably spend a whole evening on that, cleaning that, because I want the dirt out of there. You're there, you might as well clean it. Plus, the cleaner the engine is, the cooler it runs. And it's just, there is a lot of dirt in there. That hasn't been cleaned for I don't know how long. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If nothing else, entertainment. And it shows you how I go through the process, and all the carburetors are a little different. I've never seen plastic plungers like that. I've seen they're always metal, but they work. That's what the manufacturer made, and the bike runs like a champ. Just leaked oil, and I have to get that to quit. I'm going to replace all the hoses I can. And a lot of times I'm in here, I see these connectors for the wiring. What I do is I take them apart, spray them with an electrical cleaner. They actually have the electrical cleaner spray. It's like brake clean, but those connectors are plastic, so you can't use brake clean, you can't use carb clean. You've got to use that electrical clean, and it says on the can, and look for it, safe for plastic. Spray them, then once they dry up, it evaporates and dries, plug it in and out about 4 times. What that does is those connectors that go together, it's rubbing them, it's making better contact. You're right there, you might as well do it. So anytime I'm around where there's plugs, I'll go through them, and I do that. Have less trouble. And it's a beautiful bike, I love it. Just kind of tall for me, but I'm hoping this summer to get more riding. So have a good day.